Alright guys, so here's a video I've been wanting to make for a while also, and as you can see by the title, it's basically paint removal, things I've uncovered, doing paint removals on helmets and liners. I've got 6 helmets here on the table, and I've got 7 liners, and I've uncovered some really cool things, and like I've mentioned in some of my removal videos, I mean, you'll never know what you're going to find. A lot of times you're not going to find anything. And, I just always advise you to be careful. Take it slow if you're going to do it. Don't risk damaging any unit markings or names or anything that's already special on your helmet or liner. A lot of times you ought to just leave it alone and not even attempt it. But, like a lot of these examples here had been painted multiple times. A lot of them, and the paint job didn't look good, and they were chipping already and everything. So, I took a gamble. And what's on the table here are my best results, and I'm real excited to show this with you. And so let's get started. Alright, so here are my paint removal discoveries. As you can see, you can already tell there's some pretty cool things here on the table. And the back row, like I said, is I got 6 helmets, and this front row there's 7 liners. And so I'll go ahead and start on the back row. This right here was painted completely with multiple layers. Wasn't nothing visible on the front. It did have this on the back. With some like medical tape, it looks like, and some numbers there. This is a World War II era helmet shell made by McCord, the heat stamp 866D. And I noticed there was a little bit of white paint underneath on the front. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and remove it. And I uncovered this. And I know it's kind of hard to tell. This is actually Korean letters or symbols, and there's actually 3 yellow lines in there. So I believe this was a naval helmet, but also with the Korean, like I said, I know it's kind of hard to see, but basically this would be like a Korean MP, military police helmet, from what I've kind of studied. And like I said, even though it doesn't look amazing, it still looks really cool. It's still something cool to uncover, so that would have been, I guess, during the Korean War or maybe even after. But it is a repurposed World War II shell. Moving on here, I got this really awesome find here. World War II shell. This one is actually a Schluter, and the heat stamp is 391A. And you see it had a name in there. It says Robert, but can't make out the rest of it. But anyways, this helmet was painted over multiple layers, probably 3 or 4 layers. Couldn't see nothing but just a little bit of white paint. I did the paint removal, and look, it's a military police helmet, and it's got a red band that actually goes around, which this paint loss right here down to the bare metal, I didn't do that. That was already, was already chipped away down to the bare metal. But see, the red band goes around, but I'm about to get into something really awesome. As I keep going around, look, it's armored. Unfortunately, I mean, you can see the yellow, red, and the blue. Unfortunately, I can't tell what armored division it was. So this is a World War II military police, armored helmet. This is a very extraordinary find. It's very amazing and awesome, and I'm thankful that I was able to uncover that. That is very awesome. I'm so thankful to have that. I really am. Moving on here, I know, some of you guys have been watching me. This helmet's been in a lot of videos here lately. This is probably my favorite helmet in my collection. This one is a World War II McCord, and the heat stamp is 463. And what's special about this one, if you haven't already watched, is this one was painted multiple layers, but I could see some yellow flake paint underneath some chipped paint, underneath the paint that had been chipped. It already had this on the back, USCG 41, United States Coast Guard 41 right there. And you can see there's yellow underneath there, so I guarantee you there's another yellow circle on the back side. But I'm not going to uncover the stencil of the Coast Guard. But did a paint removal and uncovered this. And honestly, at first I didn't know exactly what it was. But it's actually a Pacific Corpsman helmet. As I stated in a video recently, the Japanese, were targeting the Red Cross, the medics, because of their markings. So the United States, they came up with a different system to identify a corpsman, and it was the yellow circle. Sometimes you'll see white circles also, but it's a very awesome find right there. Moving on here, another World War II. This one is 724B. This is a McCord, and what's cool about this one is got these white marks here going left to right, horizontal. And it's got a red band that actually goes around it, which a lot of it is gone. But you can still faintly see the red band that goes around. But anyways, uncovered that. I believe it could be a naval helmet as well. See, it's got similar markings to this one. See, this one has 3 yellow horizontal bars or markings. This one has 3 white. But still really cool find. Lastly, I got these two. These are both Vietnam era helmets. And this one is actually, trying to think, this one is a Parrish helmet. So this one would date, to the late 60s or so. It had been painted, nothing was uncovered, but I actually uncovered this red 69 on the front, and then the white 810 on the back. So that's probably some kind of a unit number, or maybe training number, or something like that. So that's really cool. I'm grateful for that. Got another Parrish helmet. This one, Vietnam era, it's got a 79 on the front and a 79 on the back. So probably another, training or unit number there. And one thing that's special about this helmet right here, this was the very first helmet that I ever got in my collection. This is what started my helmet craze, my helmet obsession, I guess you could say, is that one right there. I got that helmet back in, I believe it was 2009, if I'm not mistaken. So 10 years ago, that's the helmet that started it all for me. Moving on here, I actually did a paint removal on this helmet a day or two ago. This one was painted solid black, and I uncovered, you see it's white, which is, I actually like the way it looks. It's kind of cool looking. But see, it's got a blue band that goes all the way around. And I mentioned in that video, the black paint was just runny and applied not very professionally, I guess, but it might need some more work. But it's got a blue band, and it's a blue band that comes all the way to the front, but the front here doesn't look very good because of the way it was painted black, and it was very messy, but still it looks cool. I like the way it looks. So, and this is actually, I'm sorry, this is a World War II liner. This one was made by Seaman Paper Company, so that's pretty cool. This one right here was painted solid white. I did a paint removal video on this one, and I uncovered the name McGee. Now, through the white paint, I could actually see that there were some letters or markings underneath, so I knew I was going to find something. And I actually uncovered the name McGee right there, which is cool. This one is also a World War II liner. And this one was made by... What is it? I'm sorry. I should have looked already. This one's a Westinghouse. So that's really cool to have a named liner. This one right here is probably my favorite liner right here, as far as the appearance of the outside. This was painted, I can't remember if it was solid white. Actually, it was like white and pink. It was like a I don't know, it was an odd color, but I uncovered this. This is amazing. And, this is a World War II liner, and it's got a name in there, Albert Gary, or it could be Gary Albert, and regular Army serial number. This one is I always put my tag on, this is a Westinghouse. Not in the best of shape on the inside, but still it's named. And it's got this awesome camo on there. That is just amazing. This is a great find. I love that. It's got a blue, it looks like lieutenant's marking on the front there. But it's kind of a weird pattern. It looks like they might not even finished, or maybe that's just kind of the way they wanted to end with it. But really, really cool find there. These next 4 liners here are actually post-World War II. This first one here, you see it's blue. It was black, but this one's blue. And what's interesting about it is it says Fuzz, F-U-Z-Z, Suck, S-U-C, and the K got kind of boogered up right there, but it says Fuzz Suck. So that would make me think that somebody didn't care for the police very much. And as you guys know, during the hippie movement, a lot of the hippies, during the 60s and 70s would take helmets and liners and paint weird things on them. And, just do different characters and phrases and sayings and peace symbols and everything. So more than likely, this was done by somebody during that time. They weren't a big fan of authority maybe, or the police, so they put Fuzz Suck on their helmet liner. And as I mentioned, it's a post-World War II liner, but overall in pretty good shape. This one is a K-Pack, so not too bad. Looks pretty good on the inside. Moving on right here, this one was painted, I believe it was white if I'm not mistaken, and I uncovered this US ATC armor. Those are actually like sticker decals on there, but it does have a sergeant's marking on there, It's kind of boogered up a little bit, but still really cool. Nice to find this. And the inside is just amazing. This is a great liner, and it's in really good shape. And this one is I'm trying to remember, let me see. This one would be, I believe, a Marmac, if I'm not mistaken. Just really, really good shape. I like that one a lot. Moving on here, here's another stripe. See, this one's yellow. This one goes all the way around the helmet liner. Yellow stripe. Again, it's not a World War II liner. This one's a Westinghouse slash K-Pack. But not too bad on the inside. Missing a few things, but that was pretty cool. And lastly, I've got this right here. This it's marked MP on the front. You can see it, Military Police. And it's got a 217 in there. So I guess the 217th Military Police, maybe. I'm guessing it probably had the same thing on this side, but it's gone. But overall, the inside, you know, it's missing some things, but not too bad a shape, I guess. This one is a Marmac, I believe, also. I have to look at it again closely. But anyways, as you can tell, I've uncovered some really cool things. Like I said, I have done some other, a few other helmets and some liners, but didn't uncover anything with those. But I'm just really excited to be able to do this kind of stuff and encourage you guys also. But again, just take it slow, please. Don't damage anything. Don't go too far. If you get nervous or unsure, just go ahead and stop. Or maybe you shouldn't even start sometimes. So I guess use wisdom and proceed with caution. But you know, it's just really fun making these videos and doing these different things. You just never know what you're going to uncover. And you know, it's interesting, like with these bands, these stripes, you know, like I said, this one's yellow all the way around. This one's got red that goes around. The MP armored one's got red that goes around. This one from the other day's got blue. And honestly, I don't know a whole lot about the stripes around helmets. I know some could be naval or, you know, for different units or whatever, had different purposes for that. But still really cool. And like I said, you just never know what you're going to find. But anyways, guys, thank you for all the support. And more videos are on the way. Thank you.